Hello and welcome. Today, together with my guest, we will be sharing a success story, but not from the point of view, look at us and what we have done. This is a story to encourage you, to inspire you what's possible, because my guest story started from 0 point in her Instagram journey, and also from how it unfolded later on, because Rabina has been a member of Magical Creators community for about 3 months now.
Yeah.
Okay, so over to you, Rabina. Please introduce yourself so our listeners know what you do.
I'm Rabina. I'm a counsellor. I work with people with mental health problems, life issues, difficulties that stops them from living their life. Round about earlier part of the year, I was starting to get a bit frustrated by the lack of visibility. So along comes Inga's email, literally on Bank Holiday Sunday or Bank Holiday Monday, 1st of May, which said, Instagram, let me help you to use it. And I was so afraid of Instagram that I'd never got near it. How do you use it? What do you do? And I was like, no. And then this email arrived and I thought, just do it. So I signed up for it. I didn't even have an Instagram account at that point.
Why you needed to be visible?
Well, I work with people who struggle with life. They struggle with their worries, their thoughts, their anxiety, their depression, their grief, their trauma. So what had happened, or what I'd noticed was, I'm good at my job. I'm really good at my job, but nobody knows where to find me. And because nobody knows where to find me, people aren't coming to me. And I really wanted to be visible so people knew where I was. Because I can't say to them, oh, well, I'm really great, but I'm hidden. I'm so secret that even I don't know I exist. I've been working with people over 10 years, but not being visible on any social media. As a matter of fact, I only got a website this January.
And I wanted to do a side note because Rabina was my client when I just started in 2013 with my Facebook online course. It was my very first course. So Rabina took it. And then for about 10 years, you were on my list. And you were just observer. So for those of you who have email list and you think, oh, people are not buying from me, keep showing up.
And that's true, because your emails would come and I might glance at them or not glance, but they would always come. So I always knew you were there, but I wasn't in the place to do anything in those 10 years. So, and then the timing was right. There it was, your email again. I didn't even have to go looking.
Also, to explain the context, when you join the Instagram course, you get a complimentary month in the membership. So you have all the modules inside the course, inside the student portal, and you have additional help through a membership. We have weekly calls. So Rabina joined us on those calls.
I did. I love them. I mean, they keep you steered, they keep you focused. The work I did, not just the Real Love course you gave me 2.0 to go through Instagram, which, well, I mean, it was great. It's great now. It was scary back then. There was a lot of work that happened in those weekly meetings and on the Facebook group. And they have really given me confidence to ask questions. I know I can reach out. I've got the material, but the weekly meetings brings what I need. So the material is there, but I can say, but I want to do this. And how do I do this? And you'll do a check-in. What have you done? What have you done since last week? Or where are you? What's the channel? And sometimes what you've done is picked up things I wouldn't say, which was the blocks to me being visible, the fear I had about getting it wrong or not putting the right thing on there. And that was the block to me in Instagram. And those calls really unpicked it. So the course on its own is good. Having those weeklies with you was what makes the course work so much better. And you got to turn up to do something. And you did that. You turned up every week. You were there, whether it was 5 people, whether it was 1 person, you showed up. I knew you were always going to show up.
When we buy the course, it's so easy to just park it and it starts collecting digital dust and not to do it. And I know that there are some people who bought the course, they haven't done anything with it, but they attended calls and it kind of compensated inaction, so to speak.
Yeah, it's true, because there's times when I've got only this far, but on the call we were further on, but it helped me. It helped me to go, oh, and then there's always the backup to go to the course. So if there was something like, little things like carousel posts, I was like, I don't know what a carousel post is. So you talk about it and so on, and it's in the tutorial. So I would go back to the tutorial and then read through or read what it is and put it together. And if it didn't work, I'd bring it back in and say, before bringing it back in, I'd put it on Facebook. I'm constantly writing on there about everything. Oh, by the way, I can't do this. Who knows about this? But it would have collected digital dust. It would have been another course I've signed up for that's super interesting, but not actually stepped up to do any of it. So the weekly calls do make it more doable.
And I have to say, like you showing up regularly for calls, asking questions, sharing with your struggles and your wins, it inspired other members in the group and keeps inspiring. And it's so important to show up like for yourself and for others.
Yeah, the one thing I also learned is I might not have that question that someone else brings, but you know what? They're ahead in some ways, and I learn from that. And when they win and they've got something, I'm just sitting there going, wow, it can happen. Wow, it's possible. And then when I win, they're going, wow, it's possible. So we have this kind of, when I've not won, they won and I celebrate. And when I win, I celebrate and they celebrate with me. It's kind of like a group winning, but we can also say what hasn't worked or what our struggle is and where we are in our journey to becoming more comfortable, more visible. And now it's not about, oh, how do I post? Now it's about how do I get followers? So even my kind of focus, if I was a lens, it's changed from, I don't worry about posting anymore, Inga. I got that, bag that one, girl. Now it's like, how do I get followers, Inga? So the focus has changed.
And I wanted to bring now to this tangible results because we had a planning day today. And usually on these days, we share what worked, what didn't. And you shared about results from July. And I was impressed. I was so happy for you. And I wanted to take this opportunity to share about the membership because I tend to not to do it. I want to use your example as an encouragement for other people to try the membership, to try the course, so you can buy the course and get 1 month free in the membership. But tell about, like, it's nice to overcome your internal fears, to meet like-minded community, but you had a very tangible monetary results as well.
I did. I had, when I joined, the backstory is I had a mindset, the mindset that said, it's probably not going to work. I'll play along. I know Inga from years ago with Facebook. I trust her, but I don't think I trust me, basically. So come July is when we did it. I was just like, yeah, this sounds really nice, but you know, kind of thing. And what happened was we made commitments like daily routines. And you had your scripting, and then there was some tapping in there, right? We had all of those things, the walk, whatever we committed to. So I went in there with a kind of half-hearted thing saying, yeah, whatever kind of thing. I'll be honest, end of July, I have had the best month of work without working so hard in what has felt like years. I mean, I don't think I've ever got this far, to be honest. I mean, if I've got this far, I've had to kill myself. But I didn't kill myself. I had more time to plan and do things. My work, my income went up by a minimum of 30%, if not more, because it varies month to month. The minimum of 30%. My health is so much better. I don't have this chronic chest problem that I've been having for all of June. My routines, I'm doing them. I'm doing my meditation, I'm doing my tapping. I'm not saying every single day works beautifully. Sometimes it's not quite in the morning, it happens later on, but I'm more consistently doing them, getting my energy vibes right. And you know, the thing also is I started to get more followers on Instagram, and I've started to get a reaction from Facebook. I mean, I've only been posting a little bit, but I got a thumbs up from someone. I thought, flip me, that's so exciting. I've had zero engagement of anybody let me know it's okay. I was like, oh my gosh. And one of the things I've also got out of this, which I was saying earlier on, is I'm learning to say no. I'm learning to say, no, thank you. No, actually, that doesn't work for me because I'll take away from my admin time. And I don't feel bad about it, because my admin and my business development time now means that I'm not always catching up on myself. I'm actually on target, and now I'm making space to do the stuff the course says, which is set yourself some time to do your planning, which before I was like, when the hell am I going to do that? Ingo, it's a great idea, but when the hell am I going to do that? I don't have a maid, and I don't have a gardener, I don't have a chauffeur, and I don't have a childminder, And now that space is actually opening up, and I'm living and I'm enjoying life. So everything from a month ago to now is like 360. If I was having a bad June, I'm having an excellent July.
But I think it also coincides with started Magical Creators Summer School.
Yes.
And you bought your ticket to Magical Creators live event, which is still open, tickets for purchases. It's on 30th of September this year. And I told you the moment when I got a notification that you bought your ticket, what did I tell you?
You said the magic starts now, Rabina. It doesn't start on the 30th of September. And I was like, I don't know what magic you're talking about. I mean, obviously, if someone came and knocked on my door and gave a big fat check, I'd say, yeah, you're right. But you're right. I didn't take it wholehearted. I was skeptical, as you can, not that you have to understand, but I'm sure you've heard people say they're skeptical. And I was. I thought, magic, really? The truth is, it has. From that point, when you said, Rabina, I've got it, I've got your invite, or I've got you onto this course, your magic's going to start. And, the wheels start to turn. Things start to, my mood has lifted. I'm much lighter. I can laugh. But it did. From the point of buying that ticket, my engagement with Facebook, with my colleagues on Magical Creators, if I'm struggling, I put it on there. If I do a rookie error, it goes on there. If I'm celebrating, it goes on. I wouldn't have done that in May or June. There was a shift, and it coincides with that ticket. If you haven't got your ticket, people, what have you got to lose? Buy a ticket. It's cheaper than a holiday.
Yes, exactly.
I know, but you get more out of it.
Yes, and the reason why I was so confident that the magic will start for you, because it will be our 8th event. And I have observed people how a shift has happened the moment you buy the ticket. And also in August, you will still, like those people who haven't bought, you will still have this option to go for 6 payment plan, which I'm taking away in September. But in August, it's still possible. So basically, it's 56, starting from £56 a month for 6 months. You can secure magic for yourself.
I can only say, honestly, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. If at the end of the day, all it is a good day out, then guess what? You've had a good day out and you've had a meal. I mean, you'd pay a lot more for that. I've just seen so much happening. I'm so excited about my August. I'm so excited about the new challenges. I don't sit there and quiver. Basically, I'm like, oh my gosh, what could happen? Oh, wow. And now when you're like, Rabina, let's do an interview, I'm not like, oh my God, no, I can't do it. I'm like, yeah, right, then I'm game.
But it is also part of the exercise to get you more visible, to get you on camera, to get you on YouTube. And here we are. So let's finish with, why would you recommend anyone to either join Instagram course or join Magical Creators?
Right. I've actually recommended you to people, by the way, because of the shift I've had since May. Why I would say to people, come join, is if you've tried everything else and you still feel not very confident and unsure and don't have a supportive community and you don't have an Inga in your life, you want to go there. You absolutely want to go there. She's on it Saturdays, Sundays, whatever time, she's on it. You will get a reply. You'll get some guidance. You'll get intuition from that. I personally think you have nothing to lose to try to see if you can get something better. And if this can shift you 1%, what's the harm in trying something that's going to help you, me, and the world? Because that's what you're offering. You're offering the openness to meet the world.
Thank you. And I wanted to add, we have a lot of members who are members of other different groups, brilliant groups. And it's like you add little bits and pieces from different memberships, and it creates like amplified magic for you, because each of the memberships offers something different, and it creates this symphony of success for you.
I totally agree. I've got clearing, I've got energy. I used to think, how can I get creative to post on Instagram? Because that was my come to. Forget Facebook, that had already died in my head. All right, how do I start this? How do I get creative? How does she just go out on a day and have 10 different ideas? And you know what? They're coming all the time in different ways. And there's such a shift. Honestly, your energy and your vibration does change. And you have to work through it to change, of course, but you have others are helping to lift and bring about that change. You're not doing it on your own. And everybody who comes from any other group is bringing something really important that I don't have into my world to help me shift.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabina, for being an active member, for lifting me up, for inspiring me to bring even more and create more. So thank you for being you.
Right, my pleasure. I'm so glad that when people hear you or hear me talk about you as a third hand, second hand, they just jump on the wagon. You get inundated. You get millions of people wanting to come to some school.
Let it be, like, let's manifest that.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Thank you.
My pleasure.